Welcome to Spartan Field in Cartersville, Indiana. This is our pregame show brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. I'm Caden Mapes, and with me is Brant Likens. Brant, Spartans are back in action tonight against a very tough East Central team after a tough loss to a good 1A school, that being North Decatur. What are going to be the keys to tonight's game?
You know, Caden, especially in the last game against North Decatur, we did see an increase in defensive help. You know, only allowing 28 points as opposed to other teams that we played this year. So I think overall, playing consistent defense and doing your best, and really just this East Central's a tough team, so you're just going to have to give it your all through the whole game.
Right, and at the last home game, me and you, we talked about how defense translates to offense, and that's what we saw against. That's what we've seen in previous games this season against Richmond and Greensburg. Those defensive stops that we've got have translated to offensive, opportunities for us. So those are things we need to look for tonight. East Central, very, very tough team, even on a down year. They are actually 4-2 last year, as compared to 15-0 last year. Do you know how far they went last year?
They were the state champions, Caden, and it's kind of crazy to think that I think it was back-to-back years they'd done that.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, so 2 years in a row, they had won state championships. In a whole year, this year, this was the first loss they've had. They actually lost to Archbishop Moeller, very, very, very tough private Catholic school down in Cincinnati, so they played them a loss. And then they've also lost to another team in Ohio, that being Harrison. And actually, they have not lost to a team from Indiana this year. Their two losses are teams from Ohio.
Yeah.
So, but Spartans, they're looking to bounce back from a 3-game losing streak. I believe it was South Dearborn, North Decatur, and Franklin County, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes. And so, those are games that, they're tough games, very tough opponents. South Dearborn, they played very tough defense. Actually, if you remember that game, the Spartans looked very good at the beginning, but South Dearborn, they quickly shut down the Spartans. So Spartans got to have a good start to this game. If you can get a quick 4-and-out on the Trojans, or if we are receiving the ball in the end zone, look to get the ball, get some quick run plays, and do anything that you can to get the ball down the field as fast as you can and up the tempo in this game. Yeah,
you got to give yourself everything you got to give yourself a chance against this team, especially it being East Central. So,
yeah, last weekend, that was a weird game anyways. We had all that bad weather. I actually had no power Friday night.
Yeah.
And all the games, they got moved to, a lot of the games, not all the games, they got moved to Saturday. So I believe the Spartans played at 11 o'clock on Saturday. So that was a bit of a weird game. Spartans ended up falling 28-6. And like you said, the defensive effort looked good there, but the Spartans just struggled to get anything going there, only scoring 6 points. But what can you tell me about who's going to be out tonight for the Spartans?
So for the Spartans, Braden Keller, he's out tonight. He actually is second in the team in tackles and third in rushing yards. So, he's been a pretty key factor in the games that they have been able to win. And even in the games where they haven't been able to win, you can see his effort on the field. So it's unfortunate that he won't be playing tonight.
Right, and like you said, he's leading the team, or he's second in the team in tackles. And actually, last year as a freshman, he led the team in tackles with 9 tackles a game. So that's a big loss for the Spartans there on the defensive and offensive side, because like you said, he's third on the team in rushing yards per game. But the Spartans have other players that they can go to. Mike Buchanan, he was detrimental to the team last year.
Yeah.
He was amazing. He played extremely well all year. This year he hasn't had to do quite as much because of Parker Flanagan, the sophomore. He's come in and relieved a little bit. But what can you tell me about the two of them and their rushing game this year?
So they're both of them above Braden Keller in rushing yards per game. Micah at second with 60.2 per game, and Parker at first place with 64.2 yards per game. So obviously, the three of them have been able to correlate very well with each other, and has kind of lifted some weight off of the shoulders of the offense.
Right. So, like I said, Micah not having to do it all this year, he's had a lot of weight lifted off his shoulders. But from the passing game perspective, what have we seen this year that's different from last year?
So I think we're still seeing a lot of the running game, and that's the Spartans' main approach. But we have seen, and especially in the South Dearborn game, glimpses of where the passing game was working. We were going down the field, and we held the ball for almost the entire quarter.
Yeah, half the quarter in that South Dearborn game.
And you just see them chipping away piece by piece, to get to the end zone, and it didn't end up working out that game. But I think if we see more of that tonight, it'll go very well for them.
Right, and this is going to be a tough East Central secondary with their cornerbacks. It's a very athletic team. I mean, you look at their roster; they have 100 kids exactly.
Yeah.
From by the looks of their roster, so this is a very large East Central team. They sub in and out their players quite regularly, so they all stay fresh. So you can expect a solid East Central secondary defending the pass game. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't attempt it, because honestly, all year this is. Apart from about 2 years ago, this has been some of the best passing game I've seen from the Spartans. Honestly, very few interceptions from Keene. He's been pinpointing the ball a lot of this year. So I'd like to see a bit more of the pass game tonight, just to see how it works out. If they try that and it's not working out, then you can fall back onto your run game. That's always tried and true for the Spartans. That's what they seem to always go to. So. I would expect to start off seeing a lot of the run game, but if that's not working, I would expect to see some more risky plays from the Spartans, because against a team like East Central, you got to take some risks.
Yeah, you got to give it all you got in games like this. So,
but what can you tell me about the players for the East Central Trojans?
So Ryan Minges, he is averaging 104.8 rushing yards per game, and so far this year, he already has 11 touchdowns. So that's pretty impressive. And we also have Ethan Feldkamp, who is averaging 24.5 receiving yards per game. So both of them obviously going to be big components.
Right, and they have multiple quarterbacks on this team from the stats that we can see on Max Preps. They have Nolan Maple, the 6'3 junior, as listed as a quarterback, Chase Marsh, the freshman, listed as a quarterback, and then another quarterback in Solomon Wheat. He's also a freshman. So I would expect to see Nolan Maple being the primary quarterback tonight. And, so keep out a watch for him. But from the clips I've seen on this East Central team, they are a lot more rush-heavy than they have been in years past. A lot of, like I said, years past, they've had an offense where they pass the ball a lot. They go for a lot of big plays. And that's how they're able to score so many points in their games. So be on the lookout for that tonight. I would expect to see a lot of rushing yards, especially from Ryan Minges. But also, East Central they always seem to have good players, always have a good quarterback to fall on whenever the rush game is failing.
And, obviously with how good their team is, they're going to have a lot of depth in every position that they're in. So even when someone is, out or hurt, there's always going to be someone to fill in that spot.
Right, and, you mentioned getting hurt. That's not quite as big of a deal for the Trojans as it is for the Spartans. The Spartans, if you just look at the sideline comparisons, you can see East Central takes up about 30 to 30, so that's a big portion of the field they take up. And that ball's going to be caught by, I believe that's Buchanan. O'Toole, excuse me. And he's brought down along the 31-yard line, so not bad field positioning for the Spartans to start out this game. But like I said, it's all about the tempo at the start of the game. If you can go down and get a quick touchdown against a good East Central Trojan team, that could get in their heads and, potentially make them get mad at each other and start making mistakes. It's just all about how you start out the game.
I know it's difficult and nobody's perfect, but the Spartans, they're not going to be able to just give up mistakes and freebies to the Trojans, because they will take advantage of it, and it will dramatically affect the game.
That's a high snap, and they go instantly to a pass play, and that was a bit high, but it was actually a bit of a dot from Ryland there. I thought
it looked promising. So
and like I suspected. Well, I thought they were going to start out with a run game, but Coach Lynch instantly goes to the pass game. So I'm honestly not too surprised from that. Try to catch East Central off guard there. That was good coverage by the Trojan there, though. It looks like Keene's going to be in the shotgun. Micah in the backfield. Ball snapped and handed off to Buchanan. The ball is out. And that is exactly what the Spartans could not give up early in this game. That's what we talked about. You just said those are the things you cannot give up.
Yeah, I didn't expect it quite like that, but, that's obviously going to play a factor into how the score. But this is obviously very close to the end zone for the Trojans, so right off the bat, within literally less than 20 seconds of the game being played, the the game's already changing. So
Right. Those are just the things that you have to avoid
Yeah.
if you're the Spartans. With the ball snapped, and it's going to be play action pass, and that's number 2.
good tackle.
Number 2 with the catch, that's Elijah Selhorst. He's one of the primary targets for the Trojans. He's actually leading third in receiving yards per game for the Trojans. They have actually about 3 or 4 players all within 20 to 25 yards per
Yeah.
game on receiving. So they don't have one set receiver that they always go to. Ball's handed off there to number 9, and he's going to go all the way in for a touchdown. And that's Ryan Minges. And we talked about him. That's his 12th touchdown on the year so far. You're just going to have to watch him. He's very fast, very shifty. We're going to see a lot more of him tonight. So Spartans just have to be aware of that. So, quick fumble. Obviously, the Trojans are going to punish you. You have to clean it up a little bit and make sure that you're holding onto the ball as hard as you can because, like I said, Trojans are going to punish you on this one. And that looks like that's going to be number 17, Leland Connie, with the kick. Ball is snapped. Kick is up and good. And the upright. So East Central coming out and taking a 7-0 lead to start out this game. We're going to keep it here real quick. But Brant, what do we need to see improve from the Spartans here?
Obviously we just saw that fumble. Maybe just some nerves, some miscommunication, but you saw how the momentum shifted immediately after that. So it's gonna be the key is gonna be preventing plays like that from happening. So.
All right, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Searching for a loan, a line of credit, or just a safe place for your money? Union Savings and Loan has you covered with great loan and deposit rates, local loan approvals, and the friendliest service in town. Even when you're on the go, you can transfer money or make payments with ease with USLA's mobile banking app. For 130 years, we have taken pride in being your hometown bank. Union Savings and Loan, the bank that begins with you. Visit uslabank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here at Spartan Field for tonight's game, brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. East Central taking a quick 7-0 lead to start out this game. Brant, we saw a quick fumble, and Spartans, got to hold on to that ball, but they're receiving the ball here again and looking at another shot to bring it down the field.
Yeah, looking to tie it up or maybe even get a lead here with a 2-point conversion. So anything really, I think, will put a smile on the Spartans'
And that's going to be a
faces.
fumble again, and 22.
Good effort
For the
there.
Spartans. I believe that's Parker Flanagan. He took a hard hit there, and he stayed on his feet, rolled out, and actually gained a couple yards on that.
Yeah, but he's very tough, very strong, very fast. So it was good effort there. And an attempt to recover from dropping the ball.
I believe there was a flag on the play. There's a face mask against the Trojans, so that's going to move the Spartans up a little bit.
It's little things like that that might be able to give them the edge in a play. So hoping to see them use it for good.
And they're going to bring that ball up to about the 39-yard line. So Spartans looking to take it slow here, go over their game plan. Spartans, honestly, if you tried to go fast against the Trojans, I believe they're probably used to playing against teams that try to play fast against them. So
yeah,
honestly, playing more methodically is probably your better idea. But Buchanan gets off with the snap, and he lunges forward for a few yards. He's going to be down around the 44-yard line. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 7, I believe. So they only gave him 3 yards on that.
Yeah, but it was a great effort on the play, and I think it's stuff like that that's really going to excel the team in this game tonight. So they just need to keep it up.
Ball is snapped to Keene, handed off to Buchanan. He is quickly brought down by the
I think
Trojans.
that's going to be a loss. Yep.
That's going to be a loss of, I believe, 1 or 2.
I think it's 1.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 7. And just around the 10-minute marker of the first quarter, Trojans lead 7-0. And that's going to be number 7, Rylan Keene, checking back into the game. the Spartans, like I said, taking it very slow to start out this game, not trying to rush at all, because if you try to go too fast and you force some errors on yourself, like you said, the Trojans are going to punish you for it like they did already.
Yeah, turning the ball over is just going to give them more opportunities to score, which is
It's going to be a pass play and intercepted.
Of what we want to do.
And that's number 23 for the Trojans on the interception. That is Knighton Houston. So, interception from him. 2 turnovers within 3 minutes for the Spartans. That's something they just got to keep that at bay. If you have no options downfield, you just have to throw it away.
Yeah, I like the aggression that they're taking. We've seen more passing as of this quarter, so nothing's really working right now. But I don't think they've really been given a chance to be able to execute their plays thoroughly.
That's a complete dot right there from number 3. Number 3, Nolan Maple, the quarterback. And we saw actually 2 slants ran by the receiver, the exact same route. The ball snapped, and it's going to be run by Nolan Maple. He scrambles, and the ball is incomplete. Just thrown a little too high for number 2, Elijah Selhorst. Actually a bit surprised. I thought that was kind of an easy throw.
Yeah, and it's, they're going to make mistakes, but will it happen as often as you'd like? No, but when they do make mistakes, you're just going to have to be able to take advantage of it.
Right. I mean, those throws are the easiest throws in football are sometimes the hardest.
Yeah.
The ball is handed off to, I believe that is number
9.
Ball is out.
Oh, that's Spartan ball? Flag thrown.
What just happened? Was the ball stripped at the 1-yard line? I believe the ball was stripped away at the 1-yard line. And there's a flag on the play. Let's see what the refs are going to call that on. But I thought he was in for a touchdown, and then the Spartans just come away with the ball there.
Yeah, that was just kind of a confusing mess.
This will be a personal foul on the Trojans, so that's two penalties, excuse me, on the Trojans already this game. So.
All right, there's the momentum shift we need. Now, just need to take advantage of the opportunity that you've been given and do everything you can.
I don't think I've ever watched a football game with, just inside 3 minutes, you've already seen 3 turnovers.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
That's very messy football. Typical EIAC football you're seeing played here. Ball snapped, handed off to Buchanan. And he's pushed forward a little bit. I believe he gained about
1 or 2 yards.
Maybe 1 or 2 yards on that play. And looks like everybody's just slow to get up there.
Yep.
So Flanagan, I haven't seen much from Flanagan so far yet this game, other than that the kick return, excuse me.
Yeah. And Spartans obviously haven't been able to get as many plays off, so looking to see them utilize him more going forward.
And as I say that, Buchanan checks off of the field and Flanagan checks in. So Buchanan getting a bit of a break here. Just over 8 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Flanagan is brought down around the 27-yard line. That's going to bring up, I believe, 3rd and 6. 3rd and 7, excuse me. So this is actually better from what we've seen in years past. In years past, we've seen the Trojans already up by 21 points. And some of the games this season, we've already seen them be up that much on a team in the first quarter. So, 2 turnovers, but not a terrible start for the Spartans.
Yeah, not a terrible outcome. I mean, obviously they recovered from the second one. So, hoping to push through that and see what you can do offensively.
And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Spartans, so I believe they will probably punt the ball away. That's going to be number 7 for the Spartans, Rylan Keenan, to kick the ball.
Think they're going to go for it, Caden? With how close
No,
they are?
I do not see us going for a trick play here. And that's going to be picked up by number 28. I believe he stepped out of bounds there, but
Maybe not. Good tackle.
that's number 28 on the return for the Trojans. Gavin Birding, the senior. Had a bit of a juke there at the beginning. I thought he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, it appeared so from up here, but, you know.
It's actually good defense from the
Good
Spartans
defense
there.
there. Good tackle. Way to stop the man.
Trojans still leading. 6:41 remaining in this first quarter. Honestly, I expected this game to be going a lot faster than it is.
Yeah. I think the Spartans have taken a good approach in trying to, you know, go through their plays thoroughly and limit mistakes and turnovers. I mean, obviously, it hasn't gone well the last two possessions, but, you know, improvements to be made.
So East Central takes over around the 44-yard line, I believe. Number 2 is motioning in the backfield. Number 11 takes it for himself. That is number 11, Ethan Feldkamp.
You got about 9 yards there.
6'2" junior. One thing I've noticed this year about the Trojans, in years past, they've had a lot more seniors, but looking at this roster, I'm not counting as many. They have a very heavy junior class, but not so much as seniors. It seems like every year they have a heavy senior class, but that's just because every class they have that's incoming, they just get plenty of players.
Yeah.
And that ball is dished out to number 9, Ethan Minges.
And, you know, maybe having those...
Ryan Minges, excuse me.
Maybe having those senior-heavy teams has, you know, been what's able to get them to state championships. And, you know, the junior class may be a little more underdeveloped, but still obviously a very good team, but that may have contributed to the 2 losses that they have suffered this year, so...
And it looks like Nolan Maple and Ryan Minges in the backfield. Nolan Maple keeps it himself, throws a dart to number 16. That's Carson Ebold. And that's a quick play, and that's going to bring them up to about the 28-yard line, I believe. That's going to be enough for an East Central first down. 5:30 remaining in this first quarter. Both teams taking it very slow. I believe, like in years past, when I've watched this East Central team, it seems like they just go as fast as they can, try to catch the defense off guard. But we've seen a more methodical approach from both teams to start out this game.
Yeah, maybe a little eager to score in previous years, but obviously.
And that was a beautiful play from the Trojans there.
Yeah, you know, great play, but a good effort by the defense to limit him from getting into the end zone there. So.
Ball's going to be placed on the 5-yard line. Ball snapped and handed off to Ryan Minges, and he's going to be in for a...
Number 13. 13th touchdown of the year.
Yes, you're correct. Number 13. So Ryan Minges having himself a year.
Yeah. And, you know, it's only the first quarter, so I'm sure we are going to see a lot more from him tonight.
I don't believe we've seen anybody else in the running back position to start out this game. So
Not that I've noticed.
East Central relying on him very heavily. I'm sure East Central conditions their boys very well, so I'm not surprised by that. Ball snapped, and the kick is good by number 17. That's Leland Connie again, his second PAT again. So the Trojans take a 14-0 lead with just under 5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Are you thinking about buying or selling your home? Stay local and call Trish Smith at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. She will walk you through the process to make an easy transition and lead you to your dream home. Please contact Trish at 265-2663 to begin your journey today.
back here at Spartan Field for tonight's game between the Connersville Spartans and the East Central Trojans. This game is brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. Brant, East Central takes a 14-0 lead to start out this game. Just under 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Spartans got to get something going on offense.
Yeah, the Trojans, I think we all kind of expected to have a more eager approach to score, and some may have even expected to see more points on the board for them. But both teams taking a slower approach to their offensive game. So hopefully the Spartans can get retain possession here and put themselves up on the board.
He gets up, and that's returned by Buchanan, I believe. And he takes a bit of a good run, but he is going to be brought down around the 26-yard line. I thought he found a hole right there. I thought he was
going to get through to about the 40 yards.
But East Central always very good about collapsing on the rusher. So Spartans will take over on the. Let's see where they marked him at. I believe the 28-yard line. The Buchanan's in the backfield. Ball snapped and handed off to, couldn't see who that was, but there's going to be no gain on that play for the Spartans.
It's going to be a loss.
That was the ball carrier, number 12, Matt Coons, the 5'9" junior, with the carry. So Spartans got to find a breakthrough, got to find a way to puncture through this very, very tough East Central defensive line. And I'm honestly surprised. The East Central defensive line does not look as big as years past. They actually look quite, in size. They look matched up with the Spartans very well.
Yeah, that's not usually what we've seen from the teams that the Spartans have played. So, obviously, offensively we haven't been able to produce as much as we would like, but, there's always hope.
And that was number 12 again, Matt Coons on the carry. He picked up a few yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7 for the Spartans. Ball on the 32-yard line now. The Spartans have to convert here. 3rd and 6, excuse me. Spartans looking to convert down here. 3:40 remaining in this first quarter. East Central still leading. And that's going to be a false start on the Trojans.
Alrighty.
So that's a rare mistake from the the Trojans. It's actually their 3rd penalty of the game.
I mean, I didn't expect to see them have 3 penalties in one quarter, but we'll take everything we can get.
This is a very disciplined East Central team, so, their coach is fuming at all these penalties they've been getting.
Yeah, especially with how much of a successful team they are. Even though they're up, he's probably not pleased.
Right, he's probably one of those coaches that any little mistake probably going to get on you about.
Yeah, and that's probably why they've been so good in the years. Every little thing matters.
And flags come out again. Looks like this one might be on the Spartans. We'll have to see what they call here. But either way, the Spartans did not convert on the 3rd down. And that's going to be a false start, this time on the offense.
Unfortunate they're unable to convert, especially after a penalty. But if I'm the Spartans, I'm going to be honest, Caden, I'm going for it. I mean, at this point, you're very close to the end zone, East Central's end zone, so you've got to do everything you can. You got to take a risk, I think, here to put yourself up.
I'm actually surprised East Central didn't decline that penalty there. That would have brought up 4th down for the Spartans. So they're going to do the replay of the down.
All right.
To bring up 3rd and 6. Just under 3 minutes remaining in this first quarter. I thought they would decline that to bring up the 4th down.
Maybe they're just looking to get a stop here, and after maybe.
And that's going to be a pass play, and it's completed. Good blocking from the Spartans. That's going to be a first down.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about right there. That's what we've been looking for. I think that perfectly sums up how we want to play this game.
So that's going to bring up the first down of the night for the Spartans. What looked like, I believe the East Central blitzed with all they had there. So
Yeah.
Actually ended up biting the back there.
Yeah, way to find the man by Riley Keene there. Did a good job to
The blocking
avoid the
there,
defense.
there was superb there too. So first down of the night for the Spartans. Spartans going to look to keep that going. Ball's going to be handed off to Buchanan. He finds a little bit of a gap, and he's going to gain, for forward motion, I believe he gains 2 yards on that. They'll mark him down where his forward progress stopped.
About a yard, maybe.
2 yards.
2 yards? Oh, yes.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 8.
4?
And the ball is on the 47-yard line. So, more successful plays we've seen in this string of possession than in the past 3 possessions for the Spartans.
Yeah, I think they got to go back to the passing game because, obviously they got their first down conversion of the game with that. So I think that they should continue on with that process.
And looks like you're right there. They're going to go for it, but he's forced to throw it away. He's getting rushed by 3 players there, so he had to throw it away.
Yeah, it was unfortunate, but nothing you can really do at that point. He made the best decision there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sure he learned from that first interception, throw it away and don't risk it whenever you have no options downfield.
Yeah.
Trojans still leading 14-0. Just a little over 1:15 remaining in this first quarter. The ball's tossed off to Buchanan, and he is brought down quickly by 4 East Central defenders. That's why I talked about how quickly they are able to collapse on on the Spartans.
He was just he was sandwiched in about 3 seconds after he got the ball. So
that's going to bring up 4th down and 7 yards to go. Spartans might look to go for it here. I wouldn't be surprised if they do.
I think that's the best option, if I'm being quite honest.
You have to go for a pass play, though.
Yeah. The running game's not working. The defensive line is obviously quick to collapse on the rusher, so I think the passing play is the only option.
And it looks like might be taking a timeout here. All right, so Spartans are going to take a timeout. East Central leads 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Are you needing some excavating work done, but don't want to pay the high prices for renting the equipment? Fortified Equipment has a mini excavator and track steer for rent. Our equipment is well maintained and comes with heating and air conditioning, perfect for any weather. To rent your equipment, visit FortifiedBuildingsLLC.com. Get your project done on time and under budget.
Back here at Spartan Field for tonight's contest between the East Central Trojans and the Connersville Spartans. East Central leads 14-0. Spartans been brought up on 4th down with 7 yards to go. Clock's at 33 seconds to go in this quarter. So be interesting to see if the Spartans go for it here, Brant. What would you do in this situation?
If I'm the coach, I'm throwing the ball all the way down the field. You only got 33 seconds left. You might as well go for it all. So you got to get the most that you can out of this play because you really don't have a lot of room to work with.
Problem with going all the way down the field against a team like the Trojans, quite honestly, they would probably blitz so heavily and get to Keene within probably about 2 seconds because they're such a blitz-heavy defense. So it's the short passes that are going to be instrumental for the Spartans. Ball snapped, and like you said, pass play, and they are going to go long.
Told you.
And it's going to be incomplete, so the Spartans will turn over on downs. And so that's going to be East Central's going to take over on downs around the 45-yard line. 28 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
I can appreciate the effort on that throwing play. They really did go for it, but just unfortunate with East Central's defense level. So maybe looking to see more of that going forward, that same aggression and thought process.
Right, and actually I was kind of surprised how fast they got down the field. So, like you said, that long pass play ended up, they did get down the field. So East Central didn't blitz, but that ball was going to be passed off to number 2
Good
for
tackle.
the Trojans. That's going to be Elijah Selhorst. I believe that's his second or third completion of the night, or excuse me, the reception of the night. And it looks like they might just run out to the end of the first quarter. And it looks like that's what the Trojans are going to do. So East Central goes into the second quarter leading 14-0. We'll take a quick 1-minute break and be back at the start of the second quarter.
Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, gives you the very best deals in tires. Don's has all major brands available in stock and in all price ranges. You can rely on Don's Auto Sales and Tires, in business for over 40 years. And Don's Auto Sales has a large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles in prices ranging from $1,000 to $30,000. Need new tires or a quality vehicle? Available from Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, Connorsville. The phone number is 825-7730.
George's Pharmacy and Medical Equipment welcomes you to stop by our Connorsville location at 330 East 5th Street. George's is proud to offer you friendly hometown service and the convenience of delivery. Also, our medical equipment staff is there to help with whatever you need. George's Floral and Gifts has that special something for any occasion. George's, we are here for you. 765-825-6251.
Back here at Spartan Field at the start of the second quarter, East Central is going to take over on downs. East Central leading 14-0. Honestly, defense for the Spartans has been solid so far this game.
Yeah, hasn't been as bad as some people thought. They did allow 2 touchdowns, but I think a lot of that was because of turnovers. I mean, they did have 2 turnovers, but they also forced a turnover, so they were actually able to prevent a touchdown from that. So looking to see more of that effort, more of that defensive mindset going forward.
And that was number 12, Colton Bellman on the carry. It's going to bring up a first down for the East Central Trojans. And he's going to be placed at the 37-yard line. The ball is snapped. They're going to go for a pass play. And he's going to go deep. And the ball is caught, and I believe he got it in for a touchdown. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line.
That was
a beautiful catch.
That was a very well thought-out play, very well executed play. So unfortunate that the defense wasn't able to stop that.
That was
but
a beautiful catch from the Trojan receiver right there. And those pass plays, that quarterback, he is able to throw some dots.
Yeah, it was quite impressive. I didn't think he was going to get it all the way down there. I didn't think the receiver was going to have time to pick up the ball, but
I didn't think so either. I thought it was going to sail over his head.
Yeah.
And number 11 is going to keep it for himself. So that's going to be another East Central touchdown. That's Ethan Feldkamp. Just over 11 minutes remaining in the second quarter. It's going to bring the score out to 20-0. And it looks like number 17, Leland Connie, will have a chance for his third completed PAT of the night. Gonna line it up. And that kick is up and good through the uprights. Just a bit incomplete. They said no good.
Wow. It's a little surprise there. I'm not gonna lie.
I thought it was good.
I couldn't tell from here. I was waiting to see what the official call was, but we'll take anything we can get.
It's a rare miss from the Trojans right there. So
I'm shocked.
They are not able to raise the score to 21, excuse me. So they raised the score to 20-0. Rare miss from the Trojans there. So Spartans will get the ball back. And it looks like it's going to be Buchanan and Flanagan in the backfield, the 2 leading rushers for this Connorsville offense. The Trojans taking their taking their time. And it's going to be Connie with a kick. Beautiful night out, Brant, for some football.
Yeah, it really is. I'm looking out at this window here and see a beautiful horizon. Sky looks great, lights look great, field looks great.
It's actually not too hot out there. The past few days it's been a bit colder, so.
Yeah, it's good weather.
I don't know if you remember that first game of the season, but all those cramps. There was about
That was terrible.
25 cramps.
Yeah.
In the second half only. It was unbelievable.
Got to stay hydrated out there.
So hopefully the cooler weather will help with that. That's going to be Buchanan to return. And he finds a little bit of a gap, but he's going to be brought down around the 27-yard line, I believe.
Yeah, and no insane rain this weekend, so field is nice. Thank God.
Thank God. I mean, after all that rain, that consecutive rain, 4 days straight, this field was probably trash. So
yeah.
Good thing it didn't happen on a weekend whenever we had a game home, because the field would have been trash. So good to see that didn't happen. So the field is dry. It's nice weather out for football, so it's prime fall football weather. Ball snapped and handed off to Flanagan. He just takes a fall, so that's going to be a loss of about, I believe, 1 or 2 yards for the Spartans. It's under 11 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Like I said, Spartans just got to find something to do on offense. Defense has not been too terrible so far this game.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to they haven't really been able to commit to any momentum for more than one play at a time. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, but that's just how the game's been going so far.
Ball snapped, and that's going to be a pass play. He's being rushed, and it's intercepted, I believe.
Oh, my goodness. How did he get that?
So diving catch from the cornerback there.
Wow. I didn't even know anyone caught that ball.
So
to be quite honest.
Keene's second interception in the night. That's going to happen with the more pass plays you play. The more of a risk you're going to have for interceptions. So diving catch from the East Central cornerback here. East Central going to look to capitalize on this and potentially raise the score up past 20.
And, as far as my memory goes, I believe that this is the most interceptions that Ryland Keene has thrown so far in a game this year. So.
Playing such a tough defense like this, it's not completely unexpected. Can't completely blame him.
Yeah.
It's a very tough defense. A lot of quarterbacks that play against East Central do tend to throw a lot of interceptions.
I mean, even on that play, I didn't expect anyone to intercept it, so it really does show how good this East Central defense can be.
10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. East Central at the 14-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Ball's going to be handed off to Ryan Minges, and he finds a way through. And he's going to be in for a touchdown.
Is that 14?
So that's going to bring
number
up
14 on the year.
That's his third touchdown of the night, number 14 on the year for Ryan Minges. And it looks like we have a Spartan down on the field and in some intense pain. I believe that might be Bentley. It's tough to see whoever that is, but back on the interception, that was just good coverage from the Trojans on that.
Yeah, that throw wasn't a bad throw by any means, but it was just unfortunate the way that the defense was able to get a hold of it.
It looks like might be a lower leg injury. It looks like Torrey was holding the ACL there, or the Achilles there, so hopefully not a major injury.
We've seen Zane has dealt with multiple minor injuries this season. A couple weeks ago, he had to sit out for a good portion of the game because of something with his wrist or his hand. So
yeah, that is Bentley.
Hopefully nothing bad to come out of this.
And it looks like Spartan defense is going to come back on the field. Bentley's going to... They're going to help him off the field.
That's never a good sign.
Looks like he's going to try to hop his way off the field.
Hope that he's okay.
Yeah, I mean, Bentley has been instrumental for the Spartan defense and offense on the line, both sides of the ball. So you hate to lose Bentley in this game, but it looks like he's in some intense pain. So I doubt we'll see him again tonight, but hopefully we will. All right, so Trojans are going to take the field back, and it looks like they might actually be going for
a 2-point.
Yeah,
conversion?
a 2-point conversion.
Trying to make up for the last field goal attempt miss that they had, or extra point.
Ball's handed off to Minges, and he finds an opening. So they recover from that failed PAT, so they raise the score to 28-0. Trojans lead with just under 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Whitewater Eye Center of Connorsville provides quality vision care for every member of your family. This includes routine eye care, treatment for eye diseases and injuries. Services that include glasses, frames for every budget, sunglasses, and contact lenses. Schedule an appointment today at 765-825-6000, located at 2045 Virginia Avenue. Complete vision care for every member of your family, yours at the Whitewater Eye Center, Connorsville, where your vision is our focus.
Back here at Spartan Field for tonight's contest between East Central and Connorsville. East Central scores another touchdown and converts on the 2-point conversion by Ryan Minges. They extend the lead to 28-0, and that's with just under 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. So Spartans will look to receive and get themselves up on the scoreboard before the end of the first half. And it looks like we have Buchanan and Flanagan in the backfield again to receive the ball. I'm not sure if the Trojans have actually got a shutout so far this year. Yeah, they did last week against South Dearborn. That's a that is very impressive from what we've seen against when the Spartans played them.
I mean, it is shocking that South Dearborn wasn't able to scrap together any points, but
yeah, from what we saw from that offense a couple weeks ago, that was impressive from the Trojans there. So Trojans looking to get their second, I believe it would be consecutive shutout, because last week the 27th, they played South Dearborn and were able to get the 45-0 victory over the Knights. Very few teams are able to do that. The South Dearborn Knights are a very, very solid team.
Mm-hmm. Especially their running game. Their offense is pretty good. They have a very good quarterback. He's able to throw very well, see the field, so kind of shocked.
And Minges actually only had one touchdown that game. Yeah, 23 carries for 69 yards. So South Dearborn's defense was actually solid that game. And that ball is handed off to Flanagan, and he's brought down quickly. And there's going to be no gain on that play, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 on the Spartans' own 15-yard line. So you need a big play here to get out of your own side of the field.
Yeah, I think, once again, the passing game would be the way to go. I don't think they've been able to scrap together more than like 2 or 3 yards at a time in the running game. So
we had that one big play by Buchanan.
But I think anything, even a field goal attempt, would kind of uplift the team a little bit. So hopefully just want to get something out of this possession.
And that looked like Flanagan on the carry, I believe. Excuse me, that was number 12, Matt Coons on the carry. He found a little bit of an open gap, but the East Central defense closed down quickly on him. So over 8:40 remaining in this second quarter. East Central still leads 28-0, trying to get a 4-and-out on the Spartans. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for a 4-yard gain there. Ball snapped, and that's going to be a run by number 38, Brody Shearer, the tight end.
Kind of
Very
surprised to see that
yeah,
right there.
Rarely see any rushes from him there.
Surprised to not see him on the receiving end of the ball, but
East Central read that very well. You know, like I said, very disciplined East Central defense here. They're going to read all the plays that you have coming their way.
yeah.
So the Spartans are going to be forced to punt it away for a quick 4 and out for the Spartans. And it looks like it's hard to see who is returning for the Trojans.
Oh,
That's a
no.
tall snap. And that punt goes out at around the 30-yard line.
You know, tough play there.
East Central was able to get to Keene very fast
yeah,
on that.
Bit of an odd snap, very high, but at least they were able to get away from where they were. So
Yeah, that could have ended up.
give themselves a little bit more room.
Yep, and it could have ended up a lot worse.
Yeah.
So the Trojans will take over at the 39-yard line, or excuse me, 31-yard line. 7:30 remaining in this second quarter. Trojans looking to extend the lead to 35, excuse me. And that's number 12 on the carry for the Trojans, Colton Bellman. He has quite a big role for the Trojans as well. I believe he's their second leading touchdown scorer. I believe he has 4 touchdowns on the year. He plays behind Ryan Menges. Of course, we've seen a lot from him tonight. He's been their primary rusher with 3 touchdowns on the night already, I believe. Ball snap's going to be a pass play, and he's going to go deep, and that is a dot to number 2.
I mean,
Elijah Selhorst.
beautifully executed pass play there. Not a lot you can do. I mean,
That was a beautiful pass play. So Trojans really trying to pull away. So if they convert on this PAT, I believe it will be a running clock as long as the Spartans do not score because of the 35-point rule, I believe.
oh, yes.
The field goal is up, and that one looks good.
Seem to have adjusted from the previous attempt.
So that field goal is good. So that raises the score to 35-0 at exactly 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. We'll be back after a quick 30-second break.
Service the old-fashioned way. The dependable service you need for your car or truck is always available at Goff's Auto Care and Tire Center in Connorsville and Brookville. Experienced mechanics are ready to correct the problem using the best replacement products that will have your vehicle running like new again. Shane Goff is waiting to serve you at 600 Western Avenue in Connorsville. Phone 825-2588 and Charlie Goff in Brookville at 9197 State Road 101. 647-2222 is the phone number. Goff Auto Care and Tire Center.
Back here at Spartan Field for tonight's game, brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. East Central is able to capitalize on the turnover, the punt by the Spartans. They raise the score to 35-0. So for the remaining of this second quarter, I believe it will be a running clock as long as the Spartans do not score. So Spartans, you got to look to get on the board.
Yeah, I mean,
At least get on the board going into halftime.
yeah, I mean, anything I think will, kind of bring the team's spirits up. Try to keep them in the game, because when you're down 35 points before halftime, it's easy to kind of just shrug your shoulders and give up. But anything's possible.
Right, and
So-
that kick is going to roll back into the end zone. So that's going to be a touchback. So I believe the ball will be placed on the, I always forget it, 30-yard line, I believe. Or the 20-yard line, never mind. it always changes from college to the NFL.
Yeah.
So 20-yard line, Spartans will take over. They have 7 minutes to work with in the remaining of this second quarter. And like I said, Spartans just looking to get on the board before you go into halftime. Speaking of the halftime, we have the Hillfi Internet halftime show, and we'll talk about that at the end of the second quarter, going into the second half of this game. And that is going to be a pickup of about 2 yards for the Spartans. And Keene checks back in for the Spartans. Like I said, Spartans still taking it methodical and slow.
Yeah, and I think that is the best approach, especially, give yourself time. Don't give them more time on the clock to score, kind of run through it, but...
Right, if you were playing fast, you'd be playing to the Trojans' advantage.
Yeah.
Ball's tossed off to Flanagan, and he's met quickly by the Trojan defenders. That's going to be a loss of yards, I believe. So that might bring up 3rd and 9, possibly.
I think that the Spartans need to kind of change their approach. I think they need to, even though there has been 2 interceptions, lead more towards the passing game as opposed to trying to run it up the middle with that East Central defensive line.
Right. Running up the middle is very tough against a team like this. That defensive line is able to collapse so quickly on the Spartans. So that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Spartans, I believe. The ball snapped, and they're going to go for a pass play, and
there it is.
It's going to be complete, but he's met quickly. So a gain of a few yards there for the Spartans, but I don't believe it's enough for a 1st down.
No, not close, but, I think it would have been a better play, obviously. Keene was pressured by the defense.
Yeah, he was pressured very quickly.
Found a great way to get it to open man, pick up a few yards, so maybe looking to do that more here in this game.
So 5 minutes remaining in this second quarter. East Central still leads 35-0. And Spartans are going to go for it on 4th down and 6. It's gonna be they're going to punt it away.
That was strange. Not what I expected.
26 for the Trojans. Looked to break away, but he got tripped up. That was number 26, like I said, number 26, Troy Sebastian on carry. Actually, the 6'1" freshman.
Oh, wow.
So it looks like East Central has a punt returner coming up in the ranks for them.
Yeah, obviously if he's playing in this game, got to be a pretty good football player to be
starting for the Trojans.
So, see a lot of him within the
coming years.
Yeah, within the coming years, so.
And that ball is going to be ran by number 9, Ryan Minges, and he looked to break away. But just slipped on the field. I wonder it'd be interesting to see how many rushing yards he ends up with at the end of the game.
Yeah, it'll probably be a lot, especially considering.
Yeah, he ends up with a lot of, like I said, he's a primary rusher for the Trojans, so it'd be interesting to see. And that's number 12 with a rush. He's brought down by Buchanan. That was Jackson Flyman on the carry. They're going to be brought down on the 9-yard line to bring up a 1st down for the Trojans. Just over 4 minutes remaining in this second quarter. And the ball is handed off to number 12, and he was almost brought down, and he's in for the touchdown. So the Trojans raise the lead to 41-0 now. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this second quarter, excuse me.
It was a great effort by the defense to try and stop that play, but
yeah, you just got to make that tackle.
Yeah, not really much you can do after it's missed, so.
And number 17 again Connie with the kick. And that kick is up, and it is no good again. Wow.
Wow. Man, that is
3 for 5 on the night.
That's
Connie having a bit of an off night.
strange.
So East Central able to raise the score to 41-0, but not enough to raise it to 42. So Trojans lead, and we will be right back in 30 seconds.
You will find the answer to your every flooring need at Foles Flooring at 301 Beach Street in Connorsville. Yes, Foles Flooring has a large selection of carpet and tile, also vinyl and laminates, luxury vinyl tiles, and hardwoods. You will receive a free estimate on your choice of flooring plus expert installation. Their friendly staff will help you through the entire process. Foles Flooring also provides bathroom upgrades, remodeling, and custom shower systems at 301 Beach Street, Connorsville. 765-692-0800 is the phone number.
Back here at Spartan Field, as East Central was able to extend their lead to 41-0. This game is brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Spartans will receive the ball. And I believe East Central will receive the ball in the second half. Am I correct, Brant? I believe so.
Yes, they will.
And it's Flanagan and Buchanan in the backfield again to return for the Spartans. And he is brought down quickly. Tried to go back inside. Actually, I believe that was not. Never mind. That was number 8 for the Spartans. Excuse me. That was Eric Fox. So it was Buchanan and Fox in the backfield, not Flanagan. Excuse me. So he tried to cut back across, and the Trojans ran straight through the Spartan defense. So Keene will check back into the game. Spartans will look to get on the board going into halftime. And the clock is not running, so I think you were right about that. We talked about that in the commercial break about how it might only be after halftime with the running clock. Ball is snapped, and it's going to be passed wide to Buchanan. He has space.
There we go.
He breaks free.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
And he gets all the way out to the 50-yard line. So the biggest play of the night for the Spartans.
Very nice.
Good blocking there. Some good moves by Buchanan. So that's going to be enough for a Spartan first down. The Spartans' second first down of the night.
You know, that was pretty good run there.
I almost thought he was going to break free.
I did too. I had a lot of hope. I'm not going to lie, but
it was good recovery by the Trojan defense.
Yeah, great way to make some progress after a lot of contact. It's obviously the biggest gain that we've had all game. So looking to see more of that.
Two of our biggest plays have been from Buchanan, so he's having a good game tonight.
Oh.
And it's going to be an official timeout here. I'm not sure what the confusion was. So official timeout. All right, so I believe we're resuming play, so 20 seconds left on the play clock.
I think you go for it again, Caden.
Yeah,
yeah.
At this point, right, and even if you come up on fourth down, I think you go for it here on the 50-yard line.
I mean,
ball is handed off and met quickly, and that might be a gain of 1, possibly brought down on the line of scrimmage for no gain. I'll just see where the chain gang marks them. Yeah, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So no gain on that play. Just over 3 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Just the run game has just hasn't really worked for the Spartans tonight, and that's just because of how quickly East Central is able to collapse on the Spartans' rushing plays.
Yeah, when they ran it up the middle, They've been almost immediately stopped every single time, and even when they try to kick it out wide, it all just kind of converges onto 1 point, and they haven't really been able to do much with it. So
Spartans brought down at the line of scrimmage again, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Clock remains running, 2:25 remaining in this second quarter. Trojans still lead 41-0. This is the furthest I believe the Spartans have been up the field all game.
yeah, it is, and it's all because of the passing game. That even if it's just one play, that one play could lead to a touchdown at a different time, a different place. So I don't think they're really going to be able to do much running tonight.
And it looks like Connersville is going to take a timeout. We'll also take a timeout. East Central leads 41-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Looking for fast, reliable internet that keeps you connected without the headaches? Meet Hill-Fi Internet, your local solution for fast speeds and unbeatable service. With Hill-Fi, you'll experience seamless streaming and quick downloads. Plus, you never have to worry about your bill increasing. Your price is guaranteed for as long as you're a customer. Fayette County's fast, local, reliable choice. Hill-Fi Internet, where great service meets local care. Visit hillfi.com or call 692-3045.
Back here at Spartan Field with just under 2 minutes remaining in this second quarter. This game is brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. And East Central leads 41-0, but we just saw a big play, so Spartans looking to get on the board.
Yeah, we did, and it was the biggest play of the game for the Spartans so far, besides the forced turnover on the Trojans. But hoping to see more of that. Maybe get into the end zone, get into field goal range, get something going, put yourself up on the board.
So play resumes now. It looks like there's actually 3 players in the back. This is going to be a long snap, and the ball is going to be... it was tipped by the defender, but I thought it was going to come down perfectly for Buchanan, but it was just out of reach for him.
He almost made the reception, but, great effort. Unfortunate.
Carson Piazonka with a good coverage. If he didn't get that tip, it probably would have been completed.
Yeah.
And it looked like he had some room to run. So
it looked very promising. So.
Yeah, it was good coverage there. And we've seen a lot of Keene going over to the sideline to talk to Coach Lynch about the plays they're going to run. Mm-hmm. So it looks like Lynch just wants to take it methodical, like I said, and make sure the Spartans are doing it all right.
Running short on the play clock here.
Got to snap the ball. And the ball was snapped. And that is going to be broken up. Good coverage by the Trojans there. So that's going to bring up 4th and 10. And like I said, I would go for it here, but even if you do punt it away, you put them in, if you get a good punt, you put them in bad field positioning. So,
and punting, our punter is also our quarterback, Rylan Keene. Obviously,
right.
He's been able to do both. So it's good that he's able to fill that role and be, not only a good quarterback, but hopefully an even better punter. So.
Right. And that's just over 1:45 remaining in this second quarter. Oh, excuse me. East Central takes over on downs there.
Oh. Maybe a miscue.
Thought it was, yeah, I think the scoreboard was wrong. And that's number 9. Ryan Minges breaks free, and he breaks a couple tackles, and he is going to break free for the touchdown.
4th of the game.
This is 4th touchdown of the game. That's going to raise his season total to 15. So Ryan Minges raised the score to 47-0 on just one play for the Trojans. That's how quickly they're able to score.
Yeah, and obviously going for it on 4th down was maybe, in this case, not the best choice for the Spartans, but obviously the Trojans were able to convert that into a touchdown. So.
All right, and the kick is going to be up, and that one looks good. That one is good. So Connie raises the score to 48-0. Excuse me. There's 1:34 remaining in the second quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Spirit is being excited to get to school. It's being in front of the camera in the longest-running high school TV station in the country. It's being able to earn an associate's degree before you graduate high school. Spirit is exploring the arts, learning practical life skills, and working with your team to win the game. But it's not only Spirit, it's Spartan Spirit.
Back here at Spartan Field, as East Central was able to raise the score to 48-0, 1:30 remaining in the second quarter. Brant, East Central has looked very good tonight.
Yeah, they've been able to be efficient on both styles of offense. The running game has worked well for them. Obviously Ryan Minches with 4 touchdowns, so he's been able to get through. And if it hasn't worked, they've been able to throw the ball in multiple cases. So not a whole lot that the Spartan defense has been able to do to stop that tonight.
And, yeah, like you said, it's a dual-threat offense from East Central there. Like you said, Ryan Minges, 4 touchdowns. Nolan Maple, I believe he's had 2 completed touchdowns on receiving. So very, very both-sided offense. And that ball's going to roll out of bounds. So that's going to be a flag. We'll see where they spot the ball at. And like I said, Spartans just need a big play here. Try to get anything you can on the board going into halftime. They were able to shut out South Dearborn, so if you can get on the board, that shows something.
Yeah, especially we saw that in the last possession, the reception from Buchanan got about to the 50-yard line-ish, around the 50-yard line. So, it's plays like that that are really going to be crucial to trying to get something back here going into the second half.
And the ball is snapped and handed off. Actually, I believe it was kept and
Fumble? Is there a fumble there?
I believe not. I believe
Maybe
it
not.
was just.
All right.
I think he was just brought down at the line of scrimmage, so no gain for the Spartans there. Clock continues running. 1:15 remaining. So Keene checks onto the field along with, I believe that is Fox. Oh, Coons, excuse me. The Spartans using as much of time of the play clock as they can. They seem to stay in the huddle and then break to the line of scrimmage as fast as they can. And you need to stop the ball really quick here.
Yeah. Talking about Matt Coons, obviously. He got the rush there, and he seems to be brought down. But Matt Coons, players like him and Curtis Whitaker have been able to play very well. Curtis has dealt with some injuries, but been able to play very well on both sides, defensively, offensively. So I feel like the Spartans have a lot of players who are able to play multiple positions.
Yeah, that's really how it's been for years for the Spartans. They've had to have players play multiple positions because, you don't have the numbers that a team like East Central has, pulling 100 kids. So that's just how it is with these smaller schools within the smaller programs. But it looks like the Spartans are just going to run out the clock here going into halftime. So East Central goes into halftime leading 48-0. Brant, it was a very tough first half from the Trojans. We'll be back in 1 minute for the Hillfi Internet halftime show.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Connorsville Spartan football on TV3. Contact your local Edward Jones financial advisor for your investment needs by visiting edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency is dedicated to protecting you and your family at a price you can afford. Wilson Lawson Myers are licensed insurance professionals striving to be your agency of choice. Wilson Lawson Myers is an independent agency representing numerous companies for all your needs. Finding the right insurance begins with finding the right agency. That is Wilson Lawson Myers Insurance Agency at 521 Central Avenue in Connorsville. Phone 825-5111.
Back here at Spartan Field, this game is brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. And this is the Hillfi Internet halftime show. Brant, East Central leads 48-0. What did you see from the Trojans that you did and didn't like?
You know, the Trojans, offensively and defensively, they've been very, very consistent. You know, they did in the first quarter have a few penalties that, you know, I'm sure they're not used to having, and, you know, not used to the game being affected like that. So, you know, I think that was their biggest downside in the first half. But overall, they've just been really consistent, really good. So Spartans haven't been really able to do a lot with that.
Right, and really the only negative thing that I could take away, like you said, is the penalties. The penalties, you know, I don't think we saw any of them in the second quarter.
Yeah.
But in the first quarter, I think we saw 3 penalties on the Trojans.
Yeah, we did.
So I'm sure the Trojan coach, you know, got onto his boys about that, fixing that, because, you know, they're a very disciplined team. This is a team that relies heavily on, you know, they have a very good attitude as, you know, players, and Spartans just, you know, they gotta deal with that the best they can. Spartans, what did you like and didn't like from them?
You know, the Spartans, I feel like defensively, they haven't been able to really, I don't know. They just haven't been able to put it together. But
we've seen a couple good plays.
We've seen some good stuff, but it just hasn't been able to be the consistency level that we would like.
Right,
but,
you know, this is an East Central defense. They're a
yeah.
team that, you know, they'll give up a play or two that is big.
Yeah.
But then they'll shut you down right after. We saw Buchanan probably got a 20 to 25-yard run, and after that, the Spartans went 4 and out. They didn't get a single yard in 4 plays. So this is a very, like I said, very disciplined, very a defense that plays very well together. They've played together for a long time, East Central. You know, every year they have such big classes. You know, they graduate and then the next class comes up.
Yeah.
And they've played together for a very long time. So, you know, that's just works to the Trojans' benefit. But, you know, Ryan Minges, what can you tell me about him?
I mean, so far this game, he's already got 4 touchdowns, which puts him at 15 on the year so far. So he's had a great night. And another player that's also had a great night for them, Nolan Maple. He's done very well, very consistent. You know, he's been able to perform when he's needed. So I think those are the most 2 notable players.
Right, and like we said, they have a very lot of a dual threat offense, and like you said, Nolan Maple and Ryan Minges. And even behind Ryan Minges, they have Colton Bellman, the sophomore. So, you know, he's a player that, you know, once Minges graduates, you know, he can come right up behind him.
Yeah.
So the Trojans are very deep in all of their positions. They have players who can fill in with, you know, injuries aren't too big of a problem for the Trojans because they have players, they have second, third, sometimes 4th strings. So they're not too worried about that. They can keep their players fresh and all that they do. So that's just something the Spartans don't have because they don't have as big of a program. But I will say Coach Ryan Lynch has done a very good job about improving the program and the player count that they've got.
Yeah, and, you know, he's been able to, with having a lower player count, being able to utilize different players in multiple positions. I mean, you saw Ryan Keene, he's the quarterback, but he's also the punter. So I think it's people like that, Curtis Whitaker, Reed Whitaker, Matt Coons, people like that who are able to be efficient in multiple positions.
Right. He has actually a very deep running back position this year, that being he's got Buchanan, he's got Coons, Flanagan. You know, that's three running backs you have right there to rotate. You know, in other positions, you have players like Brody Shearer on the receiving end. You have players like Whitaker, the Whitaker twins. But, you know, you also have Braden Keller, who's also able to play running back. He plays pretty much everywhere on the field. He leads the team in tackles this year. So, you know, he's out tonight. So that was probably a bit of a hurt for the Spartans.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's just something you got to bounce back from. But that's it here from us. We'll be back here to start out the second half. Trojans lead 48-0. This has been the Hillfi Internet halftime show. We'll be back at the start of the second half.
Have you ever dreamed of building your dream home but thought it was too expensive? The expert builders at Fortified Buildings LLC has a solution for you. Fortified Buildings specializes in building high-quality barndominiums that have a unique style and are also very energy efficient, saving you money on heating and cooling your home. Call the experts at Fortified Buildings LLC at 3035-639-374 to start planning your dream home today.
I downloaded my Read app so I could see my test results.
My Read app lets me schedule appointments on my phone without having to call an office.
I'm busy, so getting notifications from my Read app that my prescription renewals were sent saves me time.
I can find wait times for urgent care on my Read app.
I get my health my way on my Read app. Download it today.
Drum majors Ashley Sargent and Mackenzie Williams. The field is yours for a halftime performance.
The desire to reach for the sky runs deep in our human psyche. We must rise above the earth to fully understand our world. To the top of the atmosphere and beyond is where our imaginations can take us. Floating on the wisps of a breeze to a world so big and bright, yet so silent, as if we have escaped all boundaries of Earth. fascination of flight cannot be expressed with words. Once you have experienced it, you'll never be able to forget it. Join us in the beyond.
The band is under the direction of Mr. Levi Thompson and Mr. Stephen Fletcher. Staff includes Lindsay Alston, Todd Clevenger, Willow Weaver, John Donna, Evan Osborne, and Caitlin Stoner. Musical selections include Liftoff, Exploration, and Into the Beyond. The marching band and guard will be competing in their state preliminary competition at Waterline High School tomorrow on October the 10th. The performance is at 2:41 p.m. Once again, the Connersville High School Spartan Marching Band and Guard.
Back here at Spartan Field for tonight's game between East Central and Connersville. East Central leads 48-0. This game is brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. Brant, what are we looking to see more of from the Spartans this half?
You know, I think what we need to see more of is the running game hasn't been working, so obviously we've had some big plays on the passing game, so I think looking to be more aggressive on that end is really what's going to try to switch the momentum here in the second half.
Right, and both of our big plays that we've got, when we've got our first downs, even I think Micah's 25-yard run off the reception, that's from a pass play, and the other one was from a pass play where we got our other first down. So we've also thrown 2 interceptions.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's a high-risk, high-reward situation. At the end of the day, your goal is probably just to score and get yourself up on the board. The Spartans, this is probably the toughest defense they'll play all year.
Yeah.
Unless they draw Martinsville in sectional, which I believe they're in Martinsville sectional this year. They are very tough as well. So this is a tough team. This is this is probably the best team. This is definitely the best team they will play in the regular season. But they're not invincible. I believe Batesville got very close to beating them. I believe the score was, I think they lost or they won by 12. Batesville is looking very good as well this year. Yes, Batesville, they beat Batesville, 24-13, so only 11-point difference. So they're not invincible this year. In years past, they've blown out every single team in our conference. They beat Lawrenceburg 24-3, beat Franklin County 49-13. So they've wiped any team within the EIAC this year. So Spartans have to understand this is the best team they're going to play. So you can't let this game get you down going into the last 2 games of the season.
Yeah, and you really, in this game, I know that the scoreboard is, not what we would like to see, but it's a lot, even if you don't win, to keep your head up and give full effort, no matter what the score is, no matter how much time is left in the game, because anything can happen.
Right. I haven't seen anybody from the looks of it give up. The boys they've played hard all game, and I believe the Trojans will receive. Yes, the Trojans will receive the ball, start out this third quarter, and I believe we're going to have a running clock because East Central leads by more than 35 points. So it's going to be Matt Need to kick it off. I believe this is his first kickoff of the game.
I think it is. I think you're right. Haven't been able to get any field goal attempts or anything. The only kick actually has been from Rylan Keene punting the ball. So
yeah.
Interesting to see what he does here.
All right, and it's Matney with the kickoff. And that ball is picked up by number 28. He breaks 1 tackle and cuts back the other way. And he cuts 3. And
that was impressive.
Has space to run.
Wow.
And he's going to be brought down at around the 45-yard line. That was number 28 for the Trojans. That's Gavin Birding, 5'11" senior. That was impressive. He broke a couple tackles on the other side on one side of the field and completely switched around and went back to the other side.
Yeah, that was.
And then he was ultimately brought down around the 45-yard line. So I thought he was going to be brought down on
the 20 or 30.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to be brought down way back there, but not exactly what we want to see from defense. I know it's hard with someone.
Yeah.
Obviously, he was very fast.
Yeah, very shifty too. Ball snapped and handed off to number 22. He breaks a few tackles and drives up the middle. That's going to be enough for a first down. That's the first we've seen from him tonight, I believe. This is Zamir Whitaker, the 5'8" junior. And we haven't seen any of him tonight, so that's his first run.
Yeah, and with this lead, East Central may be looking to incorporate some more playing time for those who may not usually get as much. So, I think that play kind of shows their depth and how much room they really have to work with in their lineup.
Right, and, they're probably trying to give number 9, Ryan Mingus, another probably a rest for the rest of the game, not risk getting him hurt or anything like that, because he's a big proponent of this Trojan offense.
Yeah, he's had 4 touchdowns. He had 4 touchdowns in the first half, so obviously that's played up.
I believe he's got 121 rushing yards so far this game as well.
Oh, wow.
Trojans drive straight up the middle. I don't believe they got the first down on that play. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 2 for the Trojans. It's under 10 minutes remaining in this third quarter. And, of course, the clock is going to continue running, like I said earlier, because of the 35-point rule. And it looks like East Central is just getting some directives from their coaching staff on the sideline. And it looks like they have taken out number 3, Nolan Maple, as well, in place of Ben Bond for the quarterback position. And that will be enough for a first down. That ball is going to be placed on the 19-yard line, just over 9 minutes remaining in this third quarter. And like I said, East Central just taking their time. You know, they've put in some of their second string, so they're probably going to be taking it even slower and more methodical than they had. You know, limit the turnovers as much as they can.
And, you know, maybe the Spartans, I know it'll kind of feed into the advantages of East Central, but with how the clock is running now with the 35-point rule, maybe that plays a factor into how, you know, we saw in the first half they're very slow, taking their time, maybe a bit quicker pace.
Yeah, right.
Since, you know, the clock's just going to keep running until you get within 35 points. So.
Right, and that's going to bring up, was not enough for a first down, I believe. Actually, it was, excuse me. Actually, no, it'll bring up 2nd and 9, balls on the 9-yard line. East Central just draining as much time as they can. Number 22 and number 25 in the backfield for the Trojans. This ball is going to be handed off to 22. And he has room, and he's going to be tripped up at around the 5-yard line.
Flag thrown out.
And it's going to be holding on the Trojans, their 4th penalty of the night. So the Spartans actually have won the penalty war so far tonight.
Yeah, and you know, we saw especially in the first quarter, East Central had 3 penalties alone, so another one here. But unfortunately, we haven't been able to take advantage of those opportunities, but every little thing counts. So.
Right, and you know, it's going to happen. You put in your younger players, they're going to make mistakes, and that's just going to happen. Yeah. The view of the Spartan cheer block.
Not as big as it was in the first half, but happy to see some of the fans still coming out here and supporting the team.
Ball is handed off to number 25. He drives it straight up the middle, and he gains a few yards on that. That's number 25, Parker Manning, the senior. So that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Trojans, I believe. So that's their first 3rd down of the night. And just over 6:30 remaining in this game. So we're seeing a lot more. We're seeing even more depth from the Trojan running backs.
Yeah. And even the quarterback.
Right. Ball snapped and handed off, and that's number 22 again.
Oh, I think it's going to be a first down.
Whitaker, okay, he got in.
Oh, wow.
He got in for the touchdown.
That's, as you can see, his team is excited about that, so, you know, big moment for him.
So Whitaker somehow fights his way into the end zone, and that's his first touchdown of the night. And good thing to see, I think we see Bentley back on the field now, so nothing major earlier.
You know, that's good.
He has his ankle wrapped, I believe.
And then Connie, once again. I believe he's 4 for 6 tonight.
I believe so. And that feels good, so that'll improve him to 5-7 on the night. East Central raises the score to 54-0. Over 5 minutes remaining in this third quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
It's events like this game that make our community such a great place in which to live, work, and play. All of us at FCN Bank applaud the CHS Spartan for their hard work and dedication. Thank you for reminding us once again why we all choose to call this place home. FCN building stronger communities, one great local event at a time. Go CHS Spartans. Good luck. FCN Bank, member FDIC.
Back here at Spartan Field as the Spartans are taking on the East Central Trojans tonight. This game is brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. East Central improves their lead to 55-0. Spartans still looking to get on the board, and just over 5:30 remaining in this game. Be interesting to see, like you said earlier, if the Spartans move the ball a little faster than they did in the first half. That with the clock still running, and with East Central putting in some of their second and third string players.
And I think it'll be actually provide a great opportunity for the Spartans here to, take advantage of that. Maybe the players who don't get as much playing time and just really put something up on the board, give yourself a glimmer of hope.
Right. And you don't want to give East Central that shutout.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That was a pretty good kick.
And that was caught by Buchanan as he runs towards him.
Oh, man.
Outside left side of the field, and he brings it up to about the 26-yard line, I believe. That was where his forward progress stopped. But just going back to that touchdown by East Central, that was a good run. Way to stay. He stayed on his feet, Zamir Whitaker. So I didn't think he was going to get in, but that was a good run.
Either.
That was a good run from him, and I'm sure he's excited about that.
Yeah, and you could see the reaction by
his teammates.
Yeah,
right.
Obviously maybe it doesn't frequently happen as much for him, be not starting the game, but great moment for him.
The Spartans will head to the line of scrimmage. We'll see if there's any differences in offense on the offensive side of the ball from what we saw in the first half. And that ball is handed off and ran up the middle. And that's actually probably the most yards we've gained running it up the middle all night.
Yeah, it hasn't worked at all, really. I mean, it's worked for a few yards at a time here and there, but that really was the best play I think we've had running up the middle so far. So good to see some improvement there.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 5 for the Spartans. Ball is snapped and it's handed off quickly, but he is met at the line of scrimmage. So Spartans seem to be handing the ball off quickly, trying to catch the East Central line off guard, but they're more disciplined than that.
Yeah, and really, I think they're being really aggressive here in the second half, which is good to see. But maybe need to. We thought we were gonna take a faster approach, but maybe take a second, tone it back a little bit. Make sure you get your first down and try to give yourself an opportunity to score here.
And that ball is kept by Keene, and it looks like he got enough for a first down, and he was brought down into the Spartan sideline.
First down.
Looks like he's shaken up just a little bit.
Hopefully everything's okay.
So that's enough for a Spartan first down. Just over 3 minutes remaining in this third quarter. Spartans advancing the ball up the field a little bit. This is what we need to see all game, so it's good to see that it's happening now. And it doesn't have to be big plays. We just need these slow advancements to get up the field.
Yeah, just chipping away at the defense, getting anything you can get to try and score here.
And
Flanagan,
wow. That's a burst of energy straight up the field.
Man.
I thought he was going to break. I thought he was going to break free there. He breaks into the Trojan territory.
I did not expect that.
He breaks into the Trojan territory for the first time tonight for the Spartans. So,
Caden, I don't want to speak too soon, but it's looking like we may score here. So,
knock on wood, Brandon.
Knock on wood. Hoping for that right here.
Yeah, this is the first time the Spartans have broken into Trojan territory tonight. So, Flanagan with a nice run there. He ran it straight up the middle, so it's actually been working out better for the Spartans so far.
Oh.
And Keene's going to keep it again. And he needs blockers, and he's got a few.
Oh, my goodness.
And
he's going to be close.
He was brought down. That was almost another first down.
And, great effort by Keene here. We've been able to see he's he's been able to get away from the defense and rush the ball. So that's obviously something you'd like to have in a quarterback. So it's good to see from him.
So that's going to put the ball up on the 38-yard line for the Spartans. Just over 1:40 remaining in this third quarter. And they're on 2nd and 1, so they did not. Oh, actually, they just moved it. They moved it up the field, so it is a first down on the 38-yard line. Ball snapped, handed off, and I believe that was number 12 for the Spartans. That is number 12, Matt Coons, the junior.
Great effort there from Matt.
Looks like he's limping a little bit, calling for.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hope everything's
looks
all right
like
with
he's calling
him.
off
Oh,
for a
man.
substitution. Yeah, he's hopping off the field. So number 64, Dylan French, checks in for the Spartans. First we've seen of him tonight. That ball is handed off.
Oh, man.
Handed off to. I think was that Shearer?
I'm not sure. It was a great run, though. Obviously, we've seen so far in the second half, the running game has been, working quite well, especially maybe not in the last position, but in this one we've seen multiple efforts that have been, resulted in first downs. And
I believe that was handed off to Bentley.
Oh, wow.
I know the boys talked a little bit about having some set run plays for
Yeah.
Bentley. He's fast, he's a big man. Looks like there is a timeout on the field. We'll also take a timeout, or actually it's the end of the third quarter. Excuse me, I forgot about that running clock. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Searching for a loan, a line of credit, or just a safe place for your money? Union Savings and Loan has you covered with great loan and deposit rates, local loan approvals, and the friendliest service in town. Even when you're on the go, you can transfer money or make payments with ease with USLA's mobile banking app. For 130 years, we have taken pride in being your hometown bank. Union Savings and Loan, the bank that begins with you. Visit uslabank.com to learn more. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Are you thinking about buying or selling your home? Stay local and call Trish Smith at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. She will walk you through the process to make an easy transition and lead you to your dream home. Please contact Trish at 265-2663 to begin your journey today.
Back here at Spartan Field for the start of the fourth quarter. This game is brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. Brant, Spartans are advancing the ball up the field. This is the furthest they've been up all night.
Yeah, and surprisingly enough, it has been the running game for the most part. Here we go again. Has
And
got
he
them
has
there.
blockers. And he is in. Oh, the ball comes out. I believe it was not a touchdown. It was a touchdown.
There it is.
So Spartans put some points up on the board.
Happy to see.
That is exactly what the boys needed. It doesn't often happen in some years that, the Spartans put up any points against East Central.
Yeah.
A lot of teams don't put up points against East Central at all.
I mean, last year it was 64-0, so, obviously we were able to get on the board, so always happy to see that. Bring some more hype to the team.
And it looks like they're going to go for the PAT, so it'll be Matney on the kick. Ball snaps, set, and the kick is up and no good.
Short.
The kick is no good.
Hey, it's all right.
So that will raise the score to 55-6. So, that was quite impressive from the Spartans.
Yeah, I mean, as we said, thought the running game wasn't really going to be a factor into them scoring this game, but obviously there multiple plays in the possession where it played the biggest role. So.
Right, and the running game has improved a lot. You just saw that nice shot from the camera crew there, the fireworks. Any night where you see a lot of fireworks here at Connersville High School, it's usually a good night.
Yeah.
So Spartans closing the score 55-6. Just over 11 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. just glad to see the Spartans get on the board, Brent.
Yeah, that's what we've been kind of waiting for this whole game, Just not getting shut out, I think, at this point is the most important thing that you can do. And they were able to do that, so very glad to see that.
And Spartans will kick it off to the Trojans. As the East Central head coach, you have to understand, you put in your second, third string players, you're probably going to give up some points.
Yeah, and but I think that's okay for them because they're not willing to risk injuring their starters, and I think that's okay. Give the other guys a chance to play out there. So
right. So Matney with the kick. That's going to be returned, and he breaks free. And Buchanan's dashing across the field, and he returns the kick for a touchdown. That is unbelievable.
Yeah, not exactly what I expected there. Answering right back.
So that was number 2 with the long kick return. Elijah Sellhorse, we've seen a lot of him tonight on the pass plays, and now we just seen him on the punt return, the kick return. That was an unbelievable carry.
I mean, we took the momentum and they just stole it right back. So unfortunate, but he had some great moves. He was able to avoid being tackled, avoiding Buchanan. So, it was a great effort by him, and you have to give him props.
So this kick is going to be taken by 17 again. That's Connie. Good set, and the kick is up and good.
I believe that's 6 of 8 tonight.
So that's 6 of 8 for Connie tonight. Trojans raise the score back up to 61-6, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Are you needing some excavating work done, but don't want to pay the high prices for renting the equipment? Fortified Equipment has a mini excavator and track steer for rent. Our equipment is well maintained and comes with heating and air conditioning, perfect for any weather. To rent your equipment, visit FortifiedBuildingsLLC.com. Get your project done on time and under budget.
Back here at Spartan Field for tonight's game between the East Central Trojans and the Connersville Spartans. This game is brought to you by Wilson Lawson Myers and Auto Owners Insurance. East Central able to raise the score, their total score up to 62 off of that kick return from number 2, Elijah Sellhorse. That was a beautiful run, Brent.
Yeah, and there was really no one defense. I mean, Buchanan came in, he did his best to try to bring him down before.
Sellhorse actually had good field vision on being able to make that juke.
He knew he was coming, and he knew what he needed to do to get into the end zone. So it was a great effort by him.
So the Spartans will receive the ball back. Like I said, just over 10 minutes remaining in this game. Spartans, now the goal is to put up, double digits on the Trojans.
Yeah,
fewer teams do that.
Yeah, I mean, any points, anything to add to the score is going to be great. So, just looking to give yourself more chances and opportunities, as they did in the last possession, to advance the ball up in the field.
And that kick is going to be returned by Flanagan, and he's brought down quickly.
Pretty fast.
So he's going to be brought up to the 21-yard line. That was good defense from the East Central special teams there.
Yeah, they knew exactly what they needed to do at that moment. So, I mean, he wasn't able to get very far, but, I mean, almost as soon as he caught the ball, there was someone there to meet him.
From the speed he was moving, I thought, maybe he would gain even more yards than that. So Spartans will take over on the 21-yard line with a fresh set of downs. Just over 9 minutes remaining in this game. Ball is dished off to Flanagan again. He has a little bit of room to run, and there's going to be a flag on the play. We'll see what the call is on that. It's going to be on the Spartans.
Man.
Leo's holding on the Spartans, so that's going to move them back 5 yards, I believe. Or 10 yards, excuse me. So unfortunate for the Spartans, although we have seen limited penalties on the Spartans tonight, so that's a positive to take away for the Spartans.
Yeah, it really is, and it's good that they've been able to, compose themselves on both sides. They're not trying to give, other than turnovers, they're not giving the Trojans any freebies, any just free yards. They're really working for everything they got.
That ball is going to be ran by, it was hard to see who that was. That's number 8 for the Spartans. That's Eric Fox. He's had a couple carries tonight. Not usually a running back, but, with Keller out, you can expect some other players to fill that in. You talked earlier about how a lot of the players on the Spartans are, they play a bunch of different positions.
Yeah, and we don't usually see him running the ball like that, but he was able to get in the end zone earlier. So, it's really great to see.
The ball is dished off to Buchanan. He has some room to run. He has a blocker or two, and he takes a tough hit going out of bounds. He gets up quickly, though. So that's going to be enough for a Spartan, or it's not. We'll see if that's enough for a first down. It is not. So that's going to bring up 3rd down for the Spartans. It was a good run, though.
Yeah. Looking to convert here.
Ball's on the 28-yard line. Ball's snapped, and they're just going to run straight up the middle with that. And
I think he got it.
I believe he got the first down. He
Yep.
did.
Great effort there.
So Spartans, honestly, the Spartans have utilized that QB sneak in quotation marks you'd call it, because it's not really a QB sneak, but he just runs it straight up the middle, and he doesn't really dive.
Yeah.
So he just runs it straight to the middle, and defenses don't expect this, so they ended up converting off that. And I remember in the Greensburg game that I commentated, Ryland did that. He ended up picking up 20 yards for a touchdown off that play.
Yeah, and we've been able to see him do that a few times this half, and every time that I've seen it, it's worked, as a good advancement or a first down in multiple instances now. So looking to see more of that as the season goes on.
So that run is stopped at the line of scrimmage, so that's going to remain, it's going to bring up 2nd down.
Matt Coons loses his cleat.
5:50 remaining in this 4th quarter. Coming up after the game is over, we have the Fortified Buildings LLC post-game show. We'll talk a little bit about the game and what the Spartans have to do moving forward. Ball is handed off or tossed off to Buchanan as he breaks free a little bit, picks up about 3 yards on that. Should bring up about 3rd and 5. 3rd and 7, excuse me. Thought he picked up more than 1 yard on that. So Trojans still lead 62-6. And honestly, Buchanan is having a great game so far on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
That is a positive to take away.
You've seen his effort on defense. It's been very solid, and he's been able to, as we see right now, he's been able to run the ball very well, and he's also had some great receptions. He had that one that was worth about 25 yards. So
that was a good shuttle pass right there from Keene.
Yeah.
And that's going to bring up short of the first down, though. Just about a yard short, 2 yards short. So I expect to see the Spartans go for it here. And they will. That ball is going to be tossed off to Flanagan. He has plenty of room to run.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
he
wow.
breaks a few tackles, and he's brought down on the Trojan side of the field around the 51, 52-yard line.
Yeah, that was great right there.
So that is enough for a Spartan first down. .345 remaining in this game. Spartans looking to add more onto their total score tally. Spartans going a lot more run heavy in this half.
Yeah, and
than
you
we
know,
expected.
I think they're taking advantage of the second, third string players, but whatever you got to do to get to score points is all fair.
The toss rights and toss lefts and the shuttle passes have been working very well for the Spartans this half.
Yeah, and even going up the middle, we've seen on a few plays, contrary to the first half where they've been able to advance the ball very well down the field to get a few first downs. So good to see.
So it looks like it's Flanagan and we've Fox in the back. They're going to go for a pass play. That ball is low, but it's completed.
Great catch.
That's a catch by number 24 for the Spartans, Kingston O'Toole. Good catch from him. That's going to be enough for a Spartan first down. We're just at 2:30 remaining in this game. Spartans looking to get another touchdown on the board. And, Kingston just found himself out in that slot, wide open, so Keene hit him. The ball's going to be handed off, and he's going to be met quickly. I think he's going to gain about 3 yards on that, though. And we are now at the 2-minute warning. So Spartans still advancing the ball up the field. 2nd and 7, ball on the 33-yard line. And it's going to be a quick blitz from the Trojans, but it fails, and Keene breaks loose a little bit, but he is brought down.
That was a good run. Not sure if it was it is enough for a first down. Very nice.
It's a good consecutive set of plays by the Spartans on this possession.
Yeah, and as we saw again, Keene rushing the ball, getting first downs. That's what we love to see.
The Spartans have about 1 minute to work with left in this game. The ball's going to be snapped. They're going to go for another pass play. And Buchanan is...
That was a hard hit.
It was a very hard hit. He's going to be on the ground.
Yeah. That did not look...
That looked horrible.
Yeah.
I assume he's going to be down for a little bit. We'll take a quick break here for 30 seconds, and we'll be back.
Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, gives you the very best deals in tires. Don's has all major brands available in stock and in all price ranges. You can rely on Don's Auto Sales and Tires, in business for over 40 years. And Don's Auto Sales has a large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles in prices ranging from $1,000 to $30,000. Need new tires or a quality vehicle? Available from Don's Auto Sales and Tires, 126 West 2nd Street, Connorsville. The phone number is 825-7730.
George's Pharmacy and Medical Equipment welcomes you to stop by our Connorsville location at 330 East 5th Street. George's is proud to offer you friendly hometown service and the convenience of delivery. Also, our medical equipment staff is there to help with whatever you need. George's Floral and Gifts has that special something for any occasion. George's, we are here for you. 765-825-6251.
Whitewater Eye Center of Connorsville provides quality vision care for every member of your family. This includes routine eye care, treatment for eye diseases and injuries. Services that include glasses, frames for every budget, sunglasses, and contact lenses. Schedule an appointment today at 765-825-6000, located at 2045 Virginia Avenue. Complete vision care for every member of your family, yours at the Whitewater Eye Center, Connorsville, where your vision is our focus.
Back here at Spartan Field, and as you can see, Buchanan is up and being helped off the field. Looks like he's hopping off 1 foot. I'm just happy it wasn't, that was a very tough hit. It looked like he took a hit to the spine or neck. Just glad it wasn't any injuries like that.
Yeah, and not a lot of movement after the play, so it's great to see that he's up now, hopping, giving us a thumbs up, big smile. So
yeah,
glad that
is glad to see. I'm glad to see that. That was a very scary hit.
Yeah.
So Spartans have the ball on the 29-yard line with 48 seconds remaining in this game. 48 seconds to work with. Try to get another touchdown up on the board. Our ball's going to be a pass play, and it's going to be completed.
Oh, there goes Matt Coons.
And you were correct. That is Coons on the play. It's going to be about a 5-yard gain, I believe. 25 seconds remaining, excuse me. So
I think you got to go pass play here to get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, you just got to go long on this. Ball snapped, and they are going to go long. And it's incomplete. So that will probably ground out the game. So the Trojans will walk away with a 62-6 victory. An improvement for the Spartans from last year, 64-0. So, put some points up on the board. Very few teams do that. So the Trojans walk away with a victory. We'll take a quick break, and we will be back for the Fortified Buildings LLC postgame show.
Have you ever dreamed of building your dream home but thought it was too expensive? The expert builders at Fortified Buildings LLC has a solution for you. Fortified Buildings specializes in building high-quality barn-dominiums that have a unique style and are also very energy efficient, saving you money on heating and cooling your home. Call the experts at Fortified Buildings LLC at 3035-639-374 to start planning your dream home today.
Back here at Spartan Field, East Central walks away with 62 to Connersville 6. This is the Fortified Buildings LLC postgame show. Brant, final thoughts on the game?
I think even though the score may contradict what I'm about to say, I think the Spartans did have an improvement from last year. They didn't get shut out. They allowed a couple less points, and we've obviously seen that South Dearborn was shut out against them, so very good to see. I think it means something for the Spartans to have scored this game. So, I think it was a great effort all around from everybody on the team on both sides. So.
Yeah, we didn't see anybody give up on the Spartan side, so that's good to see. Hopefully the Spartans walk away without any major injuries, especially on Buchanan. Bentley we saw came back into the game, so as long as you walk away with no injuries from this game, that's ultimately what you like to see. That's it here. Thank you for joining us tonight. The Spartans are back in action next Friday, October 11th, away against the Lawrenceburg Tigers. That's it here from Spartan Field. I'm Caden Mapes, and with me is Brant Likens. Good night, everybody.